Start with our warm-up. Drawing your knees up towards your chest, using your lower abs. Take it over to a side lunge, opening up that hip, pressing your hips back. So we have 4 moves in each group of workouts. First, we're going to start with upper body. Next, we have lower body. To finish up, we have core. We'll be on the floor for the entire core set. I'll give you options for standing. We'll use the weights the entire time. Come down to a low, wide squat, feet are wide than your hips, toes turned out, arms out to a T, bend and extend your knees. Chest stays stacked over your shoulders. Very nice. Deep bend those knees. On the next one, hold the knees bent, reach down, tapping towards the opposite inside foot. Reach for your foot, your calf, your knee, anything you can reach for today. If you're just joining us, no worries. Grab a set of medium and heavy weights today. Our first 4 moves are upper body. Our second set of 4 moves are lower body. We're finishing off with 4 moves, targeting our core. Let's do 1 more on each side. Stay upright, shoulders tucked over your hips. Give me some small circles, palms facing down. Warming up that upper body. Reverse that direction, tiny circles. Come on down to a low lunge. Untuck your right toes, pressing forward and drawing your hips back. Straighten that front left leg. Chin and chest stays lifted here. On the next one, hold that left leg straight, point, flex, circle out that left ankle. Chest stays upright here. Hold the toes flexed, hinge forward, framing your left foot. Maybe bringing your nose towards your knee, heart towards your thigh. Really feeling that deep stretch all along the left side leg. Gently roll up slowly, switching sides. Left knee down, untuck your left toes, big step forward, your right foot, pressing into your ready, allowing your left hip to open, and then drawing your hips back. Just alternating, pressing forward and drawing the hips back. On the next one, hold the hips back towards your left heel, flex and point your right toes. Maybe circle out your right ankle. Right leg stays straight. Hold your right toes flexed, hinge forward, framing your left foot. Set of medium and heavy weights for today. Gently rise to stand, roll your shoulders back and forward. Nice big inhale. All right, so we're starting today upper body, then lower body, and we're finishing off with core. We'll be on the floor for the last 4 moves, 4 moves of each. We have 45 seconds on the 5-second breather. We'll go through those 3 moves, those 4 moves 3 times, and we have a nice 60-second stretch for that particular body part. All right, first up, grab your set of weights. We're starting with upper body, these first 4 moves. We have a standing bicep curl to overhead press, palms facing out. Those 45 seconds have begun. Make sure I got my timer up here. Have a soft bend in your knees. You can be standing. If you'd like, you can also come down to a kneeling stance. Full bicep curl. Arms extend all the way down. Full bicep curl, palms in towards the same shoulder, and then coming all the way up to the top. Very nice, starting with upper body here. You've got 12 seconds. You've got 5 seconds here. Keep it going. Almost there. All right, catch your breath. Rise to stand if you were previously kneeling. From here, palm in, we have an alternate narrow row to a bent fly. Narrow row to a bent fly. Keep your back flat. If it hurts your back to hinge forward, you can work from a more upright position, still drawing those elbows up high, bending the elbows as you draw your shoulder blades together, reverse fly. Keep it going. We have 45 seconds for each move, 5-second breather, and then we're moving on to the next one. We have 4 moves for upper body. We'll do them 3 times through. Last 7. That's it. Row to fly. All right, relax your shoulders. Find your stance. You can also be kneeling. We have alternating L raises. Palms are facing down. One arm is forward. The opposite arm is directly out from the shoulder and just alternating. L shape. Raise and lower. You're drawing that weight up to shoulder height. If you're able to bring your weights all the way up super high, go heavier. Challenge yourself today. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Keep it going. Core is tight here. Raise and lower, slow and controlled. You've got 7 seconds. We're going to work those triceps next. All right, roll the shoulders down and back. All right, palms facing in. From here, we have a tricep lift and lower. Those arms stay close in towards your body. You can be standing or you can be kneeling. Slightly hinge forward if you're kneeling. Draw that navel deep into your spine. Protect your spine. Lift and lower. Palms are facing in. That's it. You've got it. Beautiful work. Way to stay with it. If you're kneeling and you want to add more core work, lift the top shoelace portion of your toes off the floor. You've got 12. We're back to the top after this for round 2 of 3 and 7. That's it. Bicep curl to overhead press coming up next. All right, finish up where you're at. Roll the shoulders up and down. Find your stance. Stay in or kneeling. Give me that bicep curl to overhead press. Palms are facing out. That's it. Full bicep curl. Full extend. Full bend. Draw that navel deep into your spine. Shoulders stacked over your hips. You can also come down to a kneeling stance. If you want to work that core, lift the top shoelace portion of your toes off the floor. It's a tiny movement. Hold them there hovering. You've got 10. That's it. Last 5. Yes, you can. All right, come down out of it. We have that narrow row to reverse fly. Squeeze your shoulder blades, draw the elbows in, elbows stay tucked in. Keep the elbows bent, reverse fly. Tucked in row, reverse fly. Ground through your toes if you're standing. That's it. You can also be more upright if the hinge forward does not feel comfortable in your back. You're still drawing those elbows up high, drawing your thumbs towards your rib cage. Squeeze those shoulder blades together as you open up in that reverse fly. Keep the elbows bent. That's it. We have those L raise with the shoulders. And 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. All right, find your stance, kneeling or standing. Give me those L raises. Raise and lower. Slow and controlled. We're not doing anything for speed here, nothing for time. That's it. Core stays engaged. Beautiful work. Great focus all across the screens. Keep it going. You got 20 seconds here. Palms are facing down. Left arm forward, right arm out to the side, and then switch. Right arm forward, left arm directly out from the shoulder. You've got 10 seconds here. And we have those tricep lifts and lowers. And 3, 2, and 1. Relax those shoulders down. Find your stance, standing or kneeling. Lift and lower. Palms are facing in. Try to get your arms higher each time. Slow and controlled. Grounding through your feet. You can also be kneeling. Lift and lower. Keep it going. We got one more round after this. And then we have a stretch for the upper body. You got less than 20 seconds here. Stay with it. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. Yes, you can. Last 7. Last 5. 3, 2. All right, finish up where you're at. We're right back to the top. Full bicep curl, overhead press. Last time doing this. Give it your all. Full extend, full bend. Press it up and release. Keep the core pulled in. Navel drawing deep in towards your spine. Micro bend in your knees. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Bicep curl, overhead press. Draw everything back together and extend. You're 30 seconds in here. Stay with it. Almost there. Last 5. Narrow row to reverse fly coming up next. All right, bring those palms facing in towards one another. Soft bend your knees, hinge forward. Give me that narrow row. Reverse fly. Keep the elbows bent with your fly. Row it up. Draw those knuckles in towards your rib cage. All the way up. Release your arms down. Keep the bend in the elbows. Draw the elbows together, lifting the arms up. Keep it going. 20 seconds to go. Last time doing this move. Yes, you can. Keep it going. You got 10. Last 5. 3, 2. All right, we have those L raise and lowers alternating. Which hand is forward, which arm is out to the side, and lower. Slow and controlled. Coming all the way up to shoulder height. If that's too easy, go heavier. Palms are facing down. Maintain that micro bend in your knees. You can also come down to a kneeling position. Raise and lower. One arm forward, one arm directly out from the shoulder. Yes, you can. Last 15. Almost there. We're going to work those triceps next. Rounding up our upper body here in 3, 2, and 1. All right. Release those arms down. Slightly hinge forward. Palms are facing in. Straight arm. Lift and lower. Feel the squeeze. Hold it at the top. Squeeze your triceps. And then release. Keeping your gaze directly a few feet in front of your toes. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Palms are facing in. You've got a stretch coming up next. Keep it going. Lift and lower. Keep your arms close in toward your body. Last 7. Can you lift higher? All right, let's hold it here. Hold it. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. All right, set the weights off to the side. Bring your palms to touch. Bind your hands and extend your arms out in front. Round your back. Bring your gaze towards your navel. Holding and breathing. Keep the bind in your hands. Palms are facing out. Rise up, arms overhead. Feel that stretch in your shoulders. If the bind hurts, you can always release one, grabbing one wrist, and then switching sides. All right, bind your hands behind your back. Pull your arms. Chin and chest is lifted. We're going to hold it for 5. All right, release down, circle out your wrist. All right, we've got lower body next. Grab a sip of water. We are moving on. Go heavy for lower body, heavier than you think. You can do it. We're starting with a classic, one of my favorites, deadlift. So we're going to grab 2 heavy weights. We're going to use them, let's see. We're going to use them the entire time, so we don't have to switch. Feet are grounded, hip width apart and parallel. We're going to glide the weight down the front of your shins. The goal is not to get towards your toes. You want to feel that length before you're using your upper body, and then rise back up. If it's to your thighs, if it's to your knees, whatever that depth is, that's perfect. You've got 5 seconds here. Again, go heavy. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Roll your shoulders up and down. All right, 45 seconds start now. Your back is flat. Glide the weight down the front of your shins and rise back up. Maybe you come to your knees. Maybe you come to shin height. Maybe you come all the way to your toes, depending on your flexibility of your hamstrings. You're not using your upper body. Keep your navel pulled into your spine. Your back is flat. Where you folded your hips, your gaze will follow. Keep it going. You've got 10 seconds, slow and controlled. Feel the burn. Last 3, 2, and 1. Keep those weights. Place them on your shoulders. We have alternating curtsy lunges, targeting the outer hip here. Alternating curtsy lunges. You do not have to tap that knee down to the floor. You do want to get close. If you are tapping your knee to the floor, that's perfectly fine, but please make sure it's a very gentle tap. That's it. Targeting those outer glutes here. Coming back up. You're also getting a nice quad workout here. You got 15 seconds. We're going to need space to our sides as well as behind us. And 5, we're switching to a lateral lunge to reverse lunge, alternating legs. All right, finish up where you're at. Grab those weights, work the right leg out. Give me a lateral lunge, bring it together. Give me a reverse lunge, rise up. Lateral lunge, bring it together. Step it back. Keep it going. You're alternating right to left. Stepping out, back in with that same leg. You're 25 seconds in. You get the wobbles and wobbles, that's okay. Just find your breath. Come back into it. Lateral lunge to reverse lunge. Working the same side before you move on to the next. You've got 5. All right. Grab those 2 weights. They're one of my favorites. Weights to your shoulders or at heart center. Feet are wide. We have monster walks. Knees tracking out over your toes. So I want those knees wide. No knock knee position. If you find that your knees are coming in, come more to an upright position to keep those knees nice and wide. When you're ready, sink the hips low. We're walking it up and we're walking it back. Targeting that large glute muscle. That's it. Draw it up and back. Keep the hips low. We're back to the top with those deadlifts next. That's it. You've got 5. Last 3, 2, and 1. Roll the shoulders up and down. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. 1 heavy weight in each hand. Give me those deadlifts. Keep the bend in the knees. Coming down to the depth that works for you. Again, the goal is not to reach for your toes. Your goal is to extend your arms down. Once you reach that depth, use your abs, use your glutes to roll back up. Nothing in your upper body is working. That's it. Keep your gaze forward. Avoid looking side to side. You've got 10. Almost there. Last 5, 3, 2. All right, curtsy lunges. Weights on your shoulders. You can also keep them at heart center. Alternating curtsy lunge. Slow and controlled. Drawing that knee towards the floor. It does not have to touch. Keep your chest upright. That's it. Working those inner and outer thighs. Working that outer glute, that outer hip. You got it. Chest stays lifted. Remember to go heavy here. Last 15. Yes, you can. Maybe smile through it. You got less than 10. Last 5, 2, and 1. All right, we have lateral lunge to reverse lunge. Start with the left side this time. Lateral lunge, step it back. When you're coming into that reverse lunge, you can draw the weights to your shoulders. You can also leave them by your side, like you're picking up a suitcase. Lateral lunge on the shoulders or suitcase. Keep it going. That's it, slow and controlled. This is round 2 of 3. Almost there, beautiful work. Controlling those movements. Use your core to stabilize you. Last 5. All right, we've got those monster walks. Weights on your shoulders or at heart center. Sink your hips low, knees are wide. Walk it up. When you get to your area, you can't go any further, walk it back. Don't turn around. We're gonna stay facing the same direction. Knees are tracking out over your toes. Anybody else's legs shaking? That's a good sign. Keep it going. Walk it up and back. You've got 20 seconds. That was the longest 25 seconds ever, right? You got it. Last 10. Last 5. Right back to the top. All right, relax your shoulders up and down. Ground through your toes. Reach down. Rise up. Keep the bend in the knees. Hinge at your hips. Use your glutes to lower and rise. Your navel's pulling to your spine. Avoid rounding or arching your back. Flat back. Roll down and back up. You got 15 seconds. That's it, you got 7. Don't worry about the timer. Last 3. All right, place those weights on your shoulders. Finish up where you're at. Curtsy lunge time. Alternating sides. Rise to stand. I know I said this is lower body, but of course, it also includes your core. Stabilizing everything as you come into that stance. Using your core, using your glutes, your lower body to rise back up. Giving the upper body a rest. Keep it going. 20 seconds here. Alternating curtsy lunge. You got it. Last 10. We have a lateral lunge to reverse lunge next. All right. Place those weights. Starting to the right side. Lateral lunge. Rise up, hands to your shoulders or hands by your side. Reverse lunge. Lateral lunge. Step it together. Reverse lunge. Keep it going. So where I'm going to hit the door behind me. Keep it going. Again, you can have the weights on your shoulders. You can have the weights by your sides if you're holding 2 suitcases in your reverse lunge. You've got 10 seconds. That's it. Last 5. Monster walks are next. Whew. All right, finish up where you're at. Come to the back of your area, knees wide. Knees tracking over your toes. Chest is lifted. Walk it up. Walk it back. Just think, you're on the floor next. I've got options to stay standing as well. Keep it going. Chest is lifted. Walk it up and back. Knees tracking out over your toes. If you find that your knees are coming in, just rise up. Keep those knees wide. That's it, last 10. Stretch coming up after this. Much needed stretch. All right, set those weights down. Come to standing. Cross your right ankle over your left. You can use a wall or a ledge if you need to. Hold it here, press that right knee down, or sink your hips down. Gently pressing that right knee down. Catch your breath. Holding and breathing. Hold it for 5. Gently rise up, shake it out. Lift the left knee, flex the left toes, cross it over your right thigh. Optional hold it here, pressing that left knee down gently, or you can sink your hips down, deepening that stretch, and pressing that left knee down. Whoop. If you lose your balance, that's okay, just come back into it. You can also hold on to a wall or a ledge if you need to with your right hand. Holding for 5. All right, gently come on up. Grab a sip of water. We have our last 4 moves. Everyone's favorite, maybe just mine. We've got 4. What a way to finish. All right, so our first move, we have crunches with 1 heavy weight between our palms. Knees can be bent or feet flat on the floor. We're gonna roll all the way back, crunch up, not a full sit up. We're targeting those upper abs. You're standing, bring that weight to your collarbone and give me good mornings. Hinging forward and back up. So you're hinging forward and back up. All right, you got 3, 2, standing or on the floor. Good morning. Or just an upper body crunch. You're working those upper abs. So draw your navel deep into your spine, whether you're standing or you're on the floor. If you're on the floor, I want that lower back zipped to the floor as if it is glued. Your knees can be bent or your feet can be flat. Your shoulders are coming up all the way off the floor. If you're standing, your knees remain bent. We have bicycle crunches next, still with that weight. If you're standing, feet are hip width apart and parallel, draw the opposite knee to elbow and switch. You got 5. Last 3, 2. All right, catch your breath. Bicycle crunches with that weight. Crunch it out. So you're really having to twist your body if you're on the floor to extend that knee up to the opposite elbow. If you're standing, you're also twisting. Slow and controlled. Really draw that knee up. Make it an upper body and lower body function. That way you're really crunching with your abs, whether you're standing or you're on the floor. You got 15 seconds here. We have an X crunch next with that weight. So if you're on the floor, you're gonna send your arms and legs along in opposite direction to a hollow hold. Crunch it together. Same thing for standing. All right, catch your breath. Draw your feet wider than your hips. Reach your arms up overhead. Crunch down and extend. If you're on the floor, your feet are wider than your hips. That weight's between your hand. You're extending your limbs to a hollow hold, crunching everything together into a tight ball on the floor. Extend, crunch it in. Extend, crunch it in. That's it. You've got it. 15 seconds. We have a leg raise and lower. Legs are zipped if you're on the floor, weight is overhead. If you're standing, alternating knee drives in 5. All right, catch your breath. If you're on the floor, lift that weight overhead. Give me an alternating leg raise and lower. If you're standing, give me a knee drive. Lower abs here. If you're on your back and you want to add some upper abs, lift your shoulders. If you're standing, most important thing is you're not rocking side to side. To make it more challenging, bring your legs to touch as your feet come down. If you'd like, you can widen that stance, coming side to side. We're back to the top in 5. Starting with those upper crunches. All right. Good morning. If you are standing, weight to your collarbone. Knees are bent. If you're on the floor, knees can be bent or straight. Hinging at your waist. Targeting those upper abs here. You got 30 seconds to go. Keep it going. That weight is glued to your collarbone. Whether you're standing in good morning, your knees stay bent. If you're standing, you're hinging at the hips. Keep it going, last 5. Bicycle crunches coming up next. You do have a 5-second breather in between. All right, catch your breath. Still with that weight. Anybody regret their weight of choice? All right, give me those bicycles, whether you're standing or kneeling. Sorry, you're on the floor on your back. Goodness, could you imagine kneeling trying to do bicycles? All right, if you're standing, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Same thing if you're on the floor on your back. Drawing that knee towards your opposite shoulder. Elbow down towards your opposite hip. Weights between your palms. Try to stay with that heavy weight. That's it, you got 10. Maybe your elbow and knee touch. Maybe they come super close. You've got an X crunch coming up next in 2 and 1. All right, catch your breath. Feet are wider than your hips. Weight overhead. Hollow hold if you're on your back. Crunch it down together into a tight ball and extend. Crunch and extend. You're bringing your body into a tight ball, whether you're standing or you are on your back. X crunch, hollow hold if you're on your back. As you extend your limbs, draw your knees to your chest, elbows to your knees, legs are hovering, and then extend. Slow it down. You've got 10 seconds. Alternating leg raise. All right, catch your breath. Alternating leg raise and lower. Weight is overhead. Drawing your knees up. If you'd like, and you're standing, you can extend that leg straight. Still working those lower abs. Knee drive or straight leg raise and lower. If you're on your back, that weight's also overhead. You're drawing your leg up, lowering, and then switching sides. Lift your shoulders for more of an upper body work. Targeting those upper abs. This is lower ab work to begin with. Last 3, 2. All right, crunches or good mornings. All right, last time doing this, crunch down, rise up, bring it down, and rise. Your knees stay bent if you're standing. If you're on your back, your knees can be bent. You're also welcome to extend your legs long, crunching up, releasing down. Crunch and release. You've got 20 seconds to go here. Yes, you can. Stay with it. You are so strong. You are so close to the end. Last 7. Bicycle crunches next, standing or on your back. And 2. All right, catch your breath. Elbows are wide, weight between your palms, whether you're standing or on your back. Opposite elbow, opposite knee, and then switch. If you're on your back, don't use momentum here. You want all the work to be in those deep core muscles and in your obliques. If you're standing, try not to rock side to side. You're drawing that knee up to the opposite shoulder, elbow down towards the opposite hip. Maybe your elbow and knee make contact. Keep it going. Last 10. X crunch coming up next. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna extend and curl ourselves into a tiny ball. Go ahead and start. That timer has begun. Whether you're on the floor or standing, extend your arms overhead. If you're on the floor, extend your arms and legs to a hover. Regardless if you're standing or on the floor, curl yourself into a tight ball. That's it. Your feet are wider than your hips. 20 seconds to go. Full extend, full crunch. Nice stretch here. On the extension, of course, we're still working those abs on the extension. Alternating leg raise and lower, coming up next. All right, if you're standing, option for a knee drive or straight leg raise. If you're on the floor, you can crunch upper body up, working those upper abs, as well as your lower abs. Your weight is overhead, whether you're standing or on the floor. That's it. You've got 25 seconds. Don't stop now. Being slow and controlled. If you're on the floor, those heels are not coming near the floor. That floor is lava. You got 10 seconds. Last 5, 3, 2. All right. Set that weight down. All right, you all earned this. If you're on your back, come on over and give me a locust pose. If you're standing, give me a back bend. We're just gonna hold it here, holding and breathing. You can place your hands to your lower back and just lean back. Stretching the front side of your body. Holding it here. 5. All right, grab a sip of water. We have more stretching. Oops. My husband's gonna kill me. Got water on his computer. Oh no. All right, so if you're standing, let's see, let's start with the upper body. You can cross your arm over. You can also come down to a seated position and cross your arm over, standing or seated. Right arm across your body. Bringing your heart rate down. He always yells at me and says, "Don't put your water on my computer desk." I do it every day. Open and switch. Left arm across your body. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Cooling the body down now. All right, let's stretch those triceps. Open up the arm, whether you're standing or seated. Right elbow wide behind your head. Keep your head above your heart. Try to lift your chin up. Really stretch your back, stretch your shoulders, as well as your triceps here. And Maybe circle at that right wrist. You guys can tell I can never sit still, so I'm always circling something. All right, open and switch. Left elbow wide behind your head. Sit upright or stand upright. Lift your chin off of your chest. Maybe circling that left wrist. This is a tricep stretch as well as a shoulder stretch. You're really pulling that left elbow in towards your left ear, maybe past your ear. Go ahead and release down. If you're standing, come back to that number 4 position with the right heel over. I'll tell you when we can switch. If you're on the floor, draw your left knee forward, your right knee back. We're going to come to a 90-90 drill. So from here, either standing holding that number 4, figure 4 position, or 90-90 if you're on the floor. You bring your hands to heart center and just reversing it. Coming back here. We're going to add on to the next one. All right, if you're in that figure 4 standing, go ahead and switch sides. With your left knee forward, press your hips up and step your right knee forward, coming into a lunge. We're going to press that hip forward, opening up that left hip. So your left toes are by your right hip, your right knee is forward, pressing open, coming back down, slow and controlled, drawing that right foot behind, slowly lowering down, switching sides. You're in that figure 4, go ahead and hold it there on that side, lifting your hips up slowly. We're going to step that left foot forward, coming into that hip lunge. Press it forward. And gently lowering down. All right, if you're on number 4, go ahead and come on out of it. Coming back to a back bend. If you're standing, coming onto your tummy. This is one of my favorite shoulder, hip, and ab stretches. Extend your right arm long, relax your right leg, lift your left leg up and over the outer left hip, opening up your right shoulder and your left hip. If you're standing, just hold it in that back bend, maybe bending deeper, maybe binding your hands. If you're on your stomach, go ahead and roll back to your tummy, planting your hands on your shoulder. Give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. This time, extend your left arm directly out from your left shoulder. Keep your right hand under your right shoulder. Relax your left leg. Lift your right leg up and draw it up and over the outer left hip. Nice hip stretch for your right side. Left shoulder stretch, core and back. If you're on your tummy, come on back to your belly. Put your hands under your shoulders. Press up. You're in that back bend, give me a deeper back bend. Come on down. Come to standing. If you're in standing, just meet us there. Feet wider than your hips, nice big inhale. One more for good luck. Good work. Thank you all so much. Can you tell I missed you all last week? Thank you.